A Hyperdoc is a Google document that is used in a way that integrates online resources and student input into one document. Let's say that you are teaching a unit on cells. With a Hyperdoc, the teacher could provide links to slideshows about the cellular structure, embed a video that has a breakdown of the cell cycle, or link to an online game that teaches about cell replication. The students would be asked to provide feedback for each of these activities, whether it be answering questions, filling out a form, or posting a write-up to an online forum. Essentially, a Hyperdoc is a 21st century worksheet, but it can be used to extend learning in a way that could not be done 15 years ago. I wanted to give you a sample of what a Hyperdoc lesson could look like in practice. Mr. Diaz gave a lesson on how technology impacts our daily lives using Hyperdocs. He started them off by linking the Hyperdoc lesson to his students in classroom. Each student received a copy of the Hyperdoc.
Questions as we go. Here's the order that we're going to do this in today. Everybody here? Everybody pay attention? Yes. All right. So the first one is an article to Teen Time. It's very short. It talks about myths and realities in terms of teenagers and devices. After we're done with it, right here in the response area, you're going to add a response to it, like it says right up here. What are your ahas, your epiphanies, your gestalts, whatever you want to call it?
The students started off by clicking on the first link, which took them to an online article where they read research on the impact of technology in people's lives. After reading the article together, they discussed it as a class. Mr. Diaz used this opportunity to do a pop-up debate where students take turns standing up and voicing their opinion.
Basically, are we socializing because we're texting people like through FaceTime, we see them and we're speaking to them? That's basically it. It's not called social media.
Thank you.
Technically, you're not interacting with them, but you also should make it in like you're not.
The next part of the Hyperdoc linked the students to 3 different cartoons, each with a message about technology and society. The students were asked to create a hashtag for each one and write them up in their Hyperdoc.
Okay, so when I click on this link right here, because it's in like a blue text or whatever, I click on it and then it takes me to this. Yeah, that's it.
And there's like different cartoons.
Yeah, so that's cartoon 1.
So what are you going to do with that?
With cartoon 1, I'm gonna make a hashtag.
Okay. So you just make a hashtag for each one?
Yeah.
And you just put it there?
Yeah,
Cool.
right there.
The students then took their favorite response and posted them on a site called Padlet, which allows you to create a wall of student responses. This allowed Mr. Diaz to quickly read off each of their tweets and ask the students to explain their posts.
Explain it.
What?
Explain it. Why is that your hashtag?
Because obviously he has no life outside of his phone, and like that's why he wants to be married because he has like no friends.
There's 2 doors, pick one.
Okay?
Oh, not yours.
Obsessive and desperate. Who's obsessive and desperate besides the guy there?
That's not mine. It was mine?
All right, explain it.
Okay, I put obsessive and desperate because I'm imagining that this guy has a really old iPhone and he's trying to marry it, and I'm assuming that he put so many years into that court trying to find a way to marry it, and then he's desperate because he can't get a real girl.
Dang.
The next part of the Hyperdoc contained a worksheet that was put into a PDF. The students were not able to save the PDFs directly on their Chromebooks, so instead they took a screen capture of the completed worksheet and copied and pasted it into their Hyperdoc. The next piece of the Hyperdoc was an embedded video. By next year, we should be able to approve videos that students will be able to view on Chromebooks. The students watched the video that was embedded in the Hyperdoc and then completed a Google form which asked them various questions about the message of the video. That is all that Mr. Diaz was able to get through during that lesson, but the next day the students went on to complete the rest of the Hyperdoc. This is just one example of how a Hyperdoc lesson can be used. There are a large number of online resources for Hyperdocs, which I have included in the description of this video. I've also included links to some Hyperdoc templates and some Hyperdocs that I've created and used. Thanks for watching.